The front pages. Coming up to 6:15, more than 1 in 10 of Britain's shops standing empty and our high streets blighted by closures.
So all this week, Steph's going to be out and about in town centres across Britain. This morning, she's gone to Bristol. Morning, Steph.
Good morning to you, good morning everyone. Yes, I'm going to be looking at the good and the bad of British high streets all week this week. And as you say, I'm starting in Bedminster, which is in Bristol. Now, this high street, like many across the UK, has had a rubbish couple of years. They've seen the number of shoppers that visit here decline, and this has meant that some businesses have been forced to close and leave the area. Now, you mentioned the national average of 1 in 10 shops is empty at the moment across the UK. Well, here in Bedminster, it's 1 in 5 units. So out of the 270 shops that they have here, there's around 41 of them which are empty. Now, this isn't the only high street that has this problem, but neither is it the only high street that has issues to do with shop closures. And so we sent retail analyst Phil Dorrell out in Stockport to find out what the main problems are for the high street.
Town centre vacancy rates have been doubling over the last 2 to 3 years, but that only tells half the story, because whilst we've got lots of empty units like we've got behind me and over there with Peacocks, we've also got the backfill of some of these shops being not really go-to destination shops for customers. I think in Stockport there's been quite a few changes with big names. La Senza coming out of the UK deciding, it's just a bit too competitive in the UK to trade anymore. And then over the road we've got Game Station bought out by Game, and Game might have had a pretty tough Christmas, facing increased competition from the internet. And then 400 yards just down the road we've got Comet. We all know what happened to Comet. Decided, just before Christmas it was no longer viable to continue trading, largely due to the internet. And we really don't know how Christmas has been for a lot of the retailers. It's such an important period. We can expect that there'll be some blood on the carpet and blood on the high street in the next 3 months with some of the retailers, maybe some big names, that have suffered a little bit and maybe decided to walk.
So as Phil says, it's going to be quite tough for many high streets, not all of them. We want to hear from you as well. If you think your high street's great, tell us why. Or if you think it's rubbish, tell us why as well. You can tweet me at Steph Breakfast, or you can email us bbcbreakfast@bbc.co.uk. Now, here in Bedminster, they're one area which was recently given money by the government. They got £100,000. So I'm going to have a quick chat with one of the town team who's helped to get that money and is looking to help use the money to change things. Morning to you, Ben.
Hi there.
Tell us what difference this money you think is going to make to the area.
Well, what we're trying to do with the money is get the traders to work more closely together, because at the end of the day there's quite difficulties for them. So if they work with each other, there's more chance that we can improve the look of the street, make it more attractive, get local people to come down and use it and so on.
Is that what you think the problem is, how the street looks then?
Well, it's certainly one of the problems. When we talk to local people, they complain about rubbish. They say, well, there's not much in the way of green spaces. In some parts of the street, this part of the street, there's lots of places to sit down. In other places, there's nowhere to sit down. So it's very often quite simple, straightforward things, but it's getting the traders to work more closely together.
OK, well, thanks, Ben. I'm going to be talking to you and some of the rest of the people who are sat in the cafe a bit later on, but for now, back to you.
All right, Steph, thanks very much. Steph reporting from Bedminster in Bristol.